who wants to recap what happened overall last session?
We had the festival.
Mm.
Everything was going quite lovely. Dolores had met up with the priest,
Kadir?
Kadir, who's dead now. So he's Kaded. Yeah, I met up with Kadir and had spoken with him. Turns out he liked to lie to Dolores a lot, which was which was the key point of the entire episode, was don't lie to Dolores. So after Dolores had gotten Kadir to kind of like, it's like, oh, okay, you can help me out, but you just need to kind of like stand by and handle all the stuff. You don't need to like be hands-on or anything. Everybody else got to meet up with or no, everyone got to meet up in the tavern. Cain went to go see. I'm really bad with names, even though
Quintoris.
Quintoris. Spoke with him. There was also the hunter, which I believe Davina flirted with and got some information, I think, in regards to nobody really knows about the plague, at least this far close to the border. So as far as we know, or as far as we gotten, is that the plague is more kind of focused centrally, but from like reports apparently that the queen has, from the information we got, it may be spreading out. Also tree based, which probably explains why it's not really out here yet. So we go to the festival the next day after we rest, and as everything's getting set up, Kadir tries to do a fast one during the ceremony of the wedding. Almost fed a couple, essentially like eggs, like larval eggs of the beetles. Dolores managed to get in there before anything went bad. Got Kadir. He essentially got knocked down. Luckily avoided getting infected with the beetles, as far as she's aware. He got captured. He got detained. We finished up the ceremonies and spent like the rest of the day and night festiving at the festival. Then that's where Nonus and I believe Quintoris went over to the chapel after Dolores brought it up to go check what was up with the magic locked door. Spent the night in the what was it? Was it like the town center or the community
hall.
center? Yeah, okay. So the community hall. Spent a night there. All of us were still kind of like on edge, especially because nobody wants to get mummied with the beetles. And Dolores spoke with Kadir, who ended up essentially like doing a whole spiel about fucking seeing the light and shit, the truth, and then did a bloody handprint, which Dolores doesn't recognize, but everybody else would recognize it as being the mark of the hand, the bloody handprint. Which Dolores came in without knowing any of that stuff, so she's like, okay.
Cool handprint, dude.
Cool handprint, dude. And then that's where we ended.
Yes, I'm not sure where you got that he died. Well, I guess technically the Kadir that you thought you met isn't really alive. It's kind of an amalgamation.
You know what? For some reason, I think me thinking like because he was bleeding out and because like he had like rubbed his hand like over his scalp and then it had like blood. I assume that he was like in a pretty bad situation as far as like, you know, human losing to parasite kind of host thing.
Yeah, I mean that is fair. He's not dead currently, especially since you healed him.
Alright, so
Yeah,
he's alive.
he's not doing so hot last time you checked, and he was singing a death song.
Yeah,
so
it was
I suppose I do get where you got that from.
Yeah, it was like a funeral dirge that he was singing in Elvish.
Yep. Specifically like an ancient one, mostly reserved for like noble deaths.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and the rest of the watches went by without a hitch. You guys gained the benefit of a long rest. In the morning, Nonus returns to the rest of the party, having been absent for a little time, and he seems to have quite a few extra items on him.
Indeed, Nonus lands. Ah, good morning, all. My investigation was quite fruitful. The door was primed with some kind of magical explosion that I wasn't able to fully understand or unlock. So instead we just set it off.
Did anyone get hurt?
Not to my knowledge. I used a bit of magic to cause the explosion to go down the hallway where nobody was, and both Quintoris and I are unharmed, and nobody else was around as far as I'm aware. After getting past such a sticky situation, we investigated thoroughly the room, finding a bed, a wardrobe, and some information on a desk. The notes were nothing of much importance. However, after searching the wardrobe a bit more, there was a bit of a false bottom that led to a chest with more interesting items. I did find a love letter as well as a letter in some kind of cipher that I cannot understand quite yet. And with this, Nonus will take out a piece of paper from his robes and open it up and hand it around. I believe it is in some kind of thieves' dialect. I am unsure of the meaning behind it. I also ended up finding some various magical items, and a robe that was similarly looked to the ones that we saw those weird people wearing in that catacomb beneath the Reed estate. Pure black with a red handprint on the center of it. Looked like some kind of large being placed it there. Perhaps a Goliath of some sort? They must have some form of muscle, it seems.
Oh, shit.
And with that, Nonus will open up, or reveal also the goggles, the glasses that he found, and a pendant.
Which you should see on screen now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, as well too, the mark above, there was the magical seal or blast thing loaded within the seal. There was what looked like a symbol of Boldre above the door. However, it seemed to flicker in and out of reality, and once I set it off, it showed its true nature to be a symbol of the shadow.
What do you mean by that?
There was some kind of magical illusion on it to make it appear that it was a symbol of Boldre, when in reality it was the shadow's symbol.
I see.
The shadow the shadow is specifically one of the chaotic six, the more evil aligned gods, known as such as being the shadow of the god Orion.
I would say describing them as wholly evil is a bit prescriptive, but they do serve more sinister forces, and more sinister people will pray for them.
Comparatively to the 9 that we worship in the temple, they are more malignant as far as their blessings and their motives.
Okay, well,
Well, we can save the theological debate for a future time. I did uncover a key as well within these robes. The key was to a cellar by the church, and when I entered it, I found a breeding ground for these beetles. I did not want to burn it down right then and there. However, I've been watching over it this evening, and stayed close by so I would hear if anybody attempted to enter it overnight. It seems nobody has, and it is probably an unknown to anybody except for our captured priest and potentially those who brought them with them to begin this breeding process. I would highly recommend we burn the place to the ground and leave no traces. I, for one, will not be stepping back in there. Unless it is to light the fire.
I do think that, despite it being the church itself, it would be best as far as to hinder and wipe out any possible infestation rearing back up. I didn't realize that. I simply thought that the ones that he got were simply from head priest Dionysus. I didn't think it would be so elaborate to have started an entire breeding area. Were we able to figure out like a gestation rate for these things while studying, like trying to figure them out or study them, or
I believe Quintoris and Nonus were having a look at that and guesstimate at about 30 to 40 days.
God, this, if that's the case, then wouldn't it, wait, just, is that like gestation in the host, or is that like the beetles breeding?
From fertilization to the beetle emerging from the host.
That wouldn't, that doesn't align with what Kadir told Dolores, right? Because I thought Dionysus came by sooner.
Yes, Dionysus hasn't been here that long.
Yeah, so if that's the case, then was this just like setting up? Did it look more like it was getting set up, or was it properly established? The breeding area.
I dared not venture forth to get better information as soon as I realized what I was looking upon. I decided to depart. I, for one, do not wish to be infested with these disgusting things, and it would wholly benefit us for me not to be. Oh, too, I forget if I mentioned the letter that was sent to Kadir that I also found.
yeah. I wonder who is the person that wrote the letter.
Well, since Kadir doesn't come from Aricia, yeah, Dolores wouldn't know. In case this is somebody who also came from like where Kadir was from.
As best you can tell, he comes from Theskron, from the capital.
Odeus, though. So, I'm just asking here. As a priestess of Boldre, would it be correct to say that we know sort of like monarchy lineage as far as like the ones that were interred by the head priests?
Yeah.
Audeus, could I make a check to see if that correlates to like any of the former or like known kind of like those in line of the lineage of the throne? Or
yeah, you can make a religion or a history check.
I'm gonna go with religion. That gives me the better odds. Thank you dice. Thank you. 21.
Boldre smiles upon you, child. The name Odeus is the name of the ruler who came before Emperor Keegan, and is someone who is no longer spoken of freely. He was not interred, he was banished, and knowledge of him is considered to be forbidden. You only know about him from occasional passages in old books and whispers from much older colleagues of yours.
Dolores is going to... She's not even going to attempt, because if this is some sort of like secret message stuff, she's not really learned on that, but she is going to point like towards the end as she like puts a finger under the word Adeus and says, this name right here, this one is Odeus was in line towards the throne, but what was superseded by Emperor Keegan and was essentially struck from any history. It's almost forbidden to study or even teach about him.
It's mostly because it's believed that Odeus Avamari was a dark magic practitioner, someone who worshipped the shadow.
Yeah, it's like somebody who is like somebody who's like the fucking forbidden texts in the library that you shouldn't read, yet we have them in the library still.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the name that we talked with the princess a while back.
You've actually talked with Odeus directly.
Yeah,
well,
that's true.
No one here has. But Umbra did. And Davina did.
Man, the only two originals. Oh, sorry, only one original that's still here.
Wait, did not Anissa too?
Nope. She knows of him, but never spoke.
Yeah, I was in the back too.
Does anybody have any interest of these glasses that grant dark vision, or this medallion that will help you if you fall in battle?
If
I think the
fall, then we have a problem.
That's true.
Very well.
Nonus. No, that's an indication that I don't want it. Give it to someone else who is more likely to bleed out.
Yeah.
Dolores is gonna have a better use for it.
I'm at 45 armor. 45 armor.
Damn!
I suddenly broke the game. I'm at 17 armor with 45 health. I think only Anissa would be able to actually like properly heal me. But even then, I do think like you have to be in melee for healing, right? You don't have a ranged one.
To your knowledge.
Yeah. I mean, I could use it. Like, I'm not really too worried about my stabilization, especially since like I can basically stabilize everybody else here.
But that's the point. You can stabilize everyone, but we cannot do to you.
Who stabilizes the stabilizer?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'll take the Periapt then, but I do think Anissa would get more use out of the Goggles of Night.
Are you sure?
Probably. Okay, fine. Who else here is blind?
I think the only person without dark vision is
I think Cain.
Davina.
Oh, yeah.
Don't I have dark vision?
Do you have dark vision? What are you?
That's a good fucking question.
Cain, what the fuck are you?
I don't think Cain's race has ever come out.
You keep talking about meditating all the time. You some kind of elf?
Above table, I am reborn.
I'm not seeing dark vision on your sheet at all.
Yeah, that's no dark vision.
I think you get all the perceptive things from your base race, though.
Yeah, but since I start with this, I pick up. I have to pick up 2 proficiency.
Okay. The goggles do not need attunement. If we're ever in a situation to where someone needs to be away from the 2 people who is able to give the entire party dark vision, then we just hand them to whoever so they can put them on.
Great.
Yeah.
That works. Nonus will put them away.
I'll add the Periapt to my sheet. And then I'll also take the hour it takes to attune to it as well.
Lovely. Some bling?
Well, I do believe that time is somewhat of the essence to destroying these beetles. I would suggest we do not delay any further.
Yep.
I agree.
Is it just Nonus that's here, or?
I believe it's everyone in the same room. You kind of.
No, I meant like did Quintoris also come?
Oh no.
Okay.
He has 20 cats to deal with. He's a busy man.
Considering that magic wouldn't be the best idea, maybe we could seek some oil, some extra kindling, and then we just light a torch and throw it in.
That's not a bad idea. Better safe than sorry. I think we can buy some from. Which number is that again?
There is a guard here on watch. Dolores would go up and say, "Excuse me, do you know anybody in the town that would be able to sell oil?"
The druid makes it and generally sells it to Springberries. Look in one of those 2, I suppose.
You mean Quintoris?
Yes.
Got it.
Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and grab ourselves. So yeah, I think. Do you want to go to Quintoris see if he would lend us free stuff, or do you want to go to the general store?
Yeah, let's see with him for.
Then again, the economy is pretty poor in this era. Maybe we should help support local businesses.
Yes, nothing suggests supporting local businesses like burning down a church.
Well, I meant more about buying the oil, but
have in mind too that you'll save all the lives by attacking the priests. I think we are good.
And plus, they won't be paying tithes anymore.
Just think, all the people pitch in. You know, the new church that they build will have to be built. There'll be plenty of work to go around.
No, Nonus, we don't need pitch. We need oil.
Well, we can talk all day. I'm going to Kintoris and ask if he has any leftovers or something.
Yep. You can head on over to Quintoris's, which I believe was one of those houses over here. He is, as you approach, he is currently loading the heads of sunflowers into some form of ancient mechanical press.
Do I recognize it?
Yeah, it's a very old type of device that you have seen, possibly even used yourself. It's very good for extracting sunflower oil out of the heads of the flower.
Oh, I know. And it's a new day, early in the morning, right?
Yep. He looks up at you. He's got a few fresh scratches on him. Ropes covered at the front in cat fur. But he brightens as you approach. Ah, Cain, my dear. Good morning.
Well, good morning. Do you need any help?
Oh no, I'm fine as usual. Just celebrating the day, giving thanks to ROI, the usual.
Well, I guess some people are not as happy as you, and I'm gonna point towards his face and the marks.
It was my fault, okay? I pressed Jasper too hard when I was trying to pet him.
Well, few can blame you. But I came here to ask if you have any materials to light up, let's just say, a big old fire. One of the soldiers
Cain, I'm glad you asked. I have been thinking that you would ever since I saw that basement yesterday. I've been working hard, collecting so many sunflower seeds. The cats have been of no help, and I have been working tirelessly to strain them all for you. There's some gunk in there. It's a bit watery oil. It's hard to separate them quickly, but I have half a barrel ready to go.
Whoa, that's really thoughtful of you. Thank you.
I love this town, and I love nature, and I fucking hate beetles.
Nobody tell him how pollination works.
I imagine like he goes with like a small brush every morning and just like hums like a bee. And that's how he thinks it works.
He turns himself into a bee and he just pollinates the entire field.
And he's not even a spore druid or a swarm keeper.
That's why he's so tired all the time. It's because he gains exhaustion from exerting so much.
Well, I think this is more than enough to burn all those beetles.
Yes, I had words with Bismuth last night as well. He has moved all of the important things of his out of the temple. I believe he's left some kindling in the storeroom that would be of help to you. I think that's what people non-magically use to light fire.
Yeah, I believe so.
He's a druid. He should still know how to fucking start a fire.
He spends too much time pollinating flowers. He doesn't have time to remember how to light a fire.
Just because you have magic doesn't make you inept to the actual physical labors of the world. High magic makes people stupid. This is the problem.
You see, and this is why Dionysus is fixing the world. By removing magic, everyone is equal.
No.
What the fuck? Did you rip this from Metaphor Refantasio? What the fuck is this?
Can I would I be able to carry the barrel?
You're gonna need an athletics check.
Can I like roll around?
Yes, you can do that without a check. But yes, also you could all help to just carry it.
Not me rolling a barrel around.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So I guess I'll bring to the temple.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if everyone's with me.
What else would people's be doing?
Real quick. Sorry, Dolores is gonna run inside real fast before we start burning the place.
Mm-hmm.
She just wants to check two things. First, she wants to check if there's like any like a prayer book or maybe like a minor holy relic or something, because usually churches have something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And second, she also wants to verify if there's an alms box, because she doesn't like, she wants to return that to the town as well.
So in the main room of the church where people would come and amass for worship, there is an altar with like 3 smaller I suppose they'd be reliquaries on the top of it.
Yeah.
One of them is empty. It's the one in the middle, which, judging from the order in which things happened yesterday, you assumed would be the one for Balinor. But there is a small wooden box in both of the outer 2.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just make sure to grab those so they don't go up in flames or anything.
Yeah. There's an etching on each of a wheat sheaf and a hearth, respectively. And near the door, you see a place that's on like the wooden table next to the door. It's a place that's very unworn in comparison to its surroundings. It looks like there was an alms box there until very recently. Bismuth probably took it already.
That's good then. She'll just make sure that the reliquaries are out then, and then get ready to light this bitch up.
Great. I'm assuming that the rest of you went down to the entrance to the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, does anyone want to raise their hand to go inside to spread the oil around? Or is this a kick the barrel down from the top of the stairs situation? Well, it's a ladder, really.
Nonus will unlock it and open it up and look expectantly at the others.
Fine, I'm cool.
We don't really need to spread it, because like once the oil crashes down there, it will splash out pretty wide.
But again, better safe than sorry.
Wait, did Nonus tell us how big the basement was?
No, he doesn't fully know. He kind of took a bit of a glance, saw what it was, and noped the fuck out of there.
For all you know,
Okay.
there could be chickens inside there that just scratched, against wood a little bit, and he just freaked out and left.
All right. Is it dark down there?
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, I'm.
Nice. Love that for me.
Why do you think he had the goggles?
Oh no, the goggles are magical, aren't they?
Yeah, that's my point.
Dolores Dolores kind of like pauses, like as she goes towards Nonus, and then she just like stops. I'm realizing I don't have torches. Does anybody have a
You've got
torch?
sticks, don't you?
I have candles.
There's kindling nearby that was mentioned for you guys to use.
And the storage room has a
candle. Yeah, but
uh,
I'm not sure if those like provide like good lighting.
Fair.
Because Dolores Dolores would have Dolores is volunteering to go down to like double check around in there since Nonus didn't get a good look.
I thought I had, but I don't think I do.
Did nobody take an adventurer's pack?
I did, I think, but I did not find it. I have. Yeah, I have 10. Yeah.
Could I bum a torch off of you?
Sure.
All right, Dolores is gonna take her tinderbox, light the torch, and then she's going to just kind of like look over and say, "I'm just gonna see what exactly is down there and how we should spread the oil."
Right, I'll come with you.
All right, Dolores will head down first.
If anything happens, yell.
Duly noted.
The pair of you creep down into the basement. There's only a ladder that you have to climb down, so you have to turn your back away from the room as a whole as you're entering. It's slow work, but you can keep like the torch in one hand and go down the ladder with the other.
Yeah, with my halfling nimbleness.
The pair of you are now in it's about a 20 by 30 foot room. There's about 6 tables roughly in the center that have these big wooden boxes on them with holes carved out. And you can hear some skittering coming from inside the said boxes. But more of like a softer kind of rustling sound coming from others.
Okay, and what's the size of this space?
So the room as a whole is about 20 by 30, and like the tables in the center are arranged in like a square. So each of them, so altogether it's about 10 by 15 foot square.
Okay. This is gonna be tricky. I think we might have to get the barrel down here and then roll it out if we want it to spread properly.
Do we have enough in the barrel? Because it was half a barrel.
Yeah, but it's a big barrel. Like a full barrel of oil would last an apothecary like a year.
True, but we're not an apothecary. Right now we're arsonists.
Well, with all the things inside of the room, it should be enough, like plus the kindling. We just need to kind of like spread the kindling around like make sure it gets like to certain parts of the room. Get the barrel down here, like tap the spigot or whatever, and then just kind of like roll it out as it just like drains out into the room.
Right. To go back up, I'll stay down here. Just toss the barrel down. I'll catch it. And...
All right. She hands Anissa the torch and then climbs back up.
I don't need the torch.
The torch is for lighting it.
Oh yeah.
I don't need the torch to see. It's not to see.
Look, in my defense, I can cause fire in more than one way. So, yes, I'll take torch.
Sounds like Quintoris isn't the only one who forgets how fires work.
I'm sorry, I'm not a professional arsonist. I'm not ranked.
I was gonna cast Prestidigitation to spark. Yeah, Dolores will head back up and just kind of like explain like how we're gonna do it, and then be like, but we just need to lower the barrel down and then get the kindling as well.
How do you guys intend on lowering it down?
Who has rope?
Oh my god! I think I do. Hold on, let me check.
I feel like Davina
I'm going to pitch you
some
something, Ren. I'm gonna pitch you something, Ren. Okay. Dolores is a halfling, and so is her family. Shocking, I know, but hear me out. When they had to, like, because they run a tavern, would it be feasible to be like, since they had to do kind of like, you know, lifting and moving of barrels, that Dolores would be able to kind of figure like a rope system? You know how like some rope knots can be tied to like carry bottles and stuff?
Right, yeah. I would say you would have that knowledge.
Okay, yeah.
You would have some knowledge of how like leverage works.
Yeah, so Dolores just needs a rope, and then she will attempt to tie it up so it's like wraps around the barrel, and then we can like lower it down.
Does a hempen rope works?
That it's a rope. It works.
I will allow you to tie that rope. There's not an immediate time crunch, so if you fail, you can just try that again until you tie it properly.
I'll take 20, yeah.
Yeah. A very well tied up rope.
Alright, and then the 4 people with strength below 15.
Below 10.
Below... I think not all of us is below 10, though.
Cain is the only one who is not below 10.
Okay. With our powers combined, we can equal 1 Anissa, and then we just collectively, all of us, Davina included, because Davina...
She will protest about breaking a nail.
Yeah, but Dolores will convince her to the best of her ability.
I think Davina would more likely just mage hand.
Mage hand will not work.
Dolores would remind her about the beetles in the basement.
Yeah, mage hand won't work anyway because it won't exert enough pressure. It's not as strong as she could possibly be.
Like, it's literally just the 4 of us need... The 4 of us can lower a barrel down a hole. We can do this.
Alright. It sounds like a skill contest time.
Against what?
Gravity? Or ineptitude.
I was going to say that.
Not instantly dropping it and shattering it right at the ladder.
Yeah, I would appreciate a half a barrel of oil not being broken on me as I'm carrying any flame. Just saying.
Okay, so group check.
What would it be?
We all making athletics?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can choose here athletics. I would also make arguments for sleight of hand or survival.
Okay.
Now, would you say that this kind of check would involve my ability using brewer supplies, as this is a barrel filled with...
Yeah, I will allow that. That is a very good application of that.
Alright, I'll take 1d4 for myself, and...
20.
Yeah, I'll aim for survival if you're alive.
Yeah. 14 is very good for Nonus on acrobatics.
Well done, Davina. You got him that one.
I would think Nonus is like in the air, like trying to like guide.
It's okay. It's an average, everybody. It's an average.
Of course, out of everyone, Davina was the one that failed.
So Anissa, I won't count yours because we're just talking about lifting it down to you. We'll get to you, don't worry.
Oh, sweet.
But I will take your roll into account when we get to you.
Thanks.
It slips out of our hands and she has to catch it.
Oh, imagine.
Okay, so we need a total of 5 successes, 2 3 failures. The DC is 15.
Great. We have 2 successes and 2 failures.
Oh. I rolled a 15 though.
Good.
Yes.
Sad athletic noises.
So we roll again, I guess.
Yeah. But think about what you are rolling, how you are attempting it, because I will allow some leeway with the exact DC based on creativity.
Oh, okay.
Can I make an attempt to rally everybody to like try to give like support and direction?
You are used to dealing with like large groups of people trying to lower heavy barrels, especially ones that aren't that strong or don't want to listen because you have 4 younger siblings?
Rechecking my...
So I imagine...
4.
Yeah.
So...
Alright.
Between Cain and Dolores, you two are like able to use a pulley system to be able to just teeter it on the edge of the basement. And now you guys need to figure out how to get it in.
Yeah. Nonus would like fly above it and basically be at like the focal point or whatever, where like to basically help guide more than anything to ensure the barrel doesn't swing into like the side of the like tunnel or whatever, because he'll have the best vantage point from looking directly above.
In that case, I would say that you could probably use perception for that roll.
Can I use the knowledge of my husband to be like, when people do that thing, like use the weight of the enemy against themselves, kind of trick?
Oh yeah.
To like try to make the barrel do the hard work for me.
Okay, yeah, you can use an acrobatics check then. For that. And having thought about it more, Anissa, I realise you could help in some ways. Do you want to like get on a couple of steps up on the ladder and help like start angling it in?
Probably. Yeah. It takes her a second. Realizes she's in a party full of noodles. It's like, fuck, I better help.
Cool,
she's waiting 20 minutes just to Dolores to make the rope thing.
Then I'll take that 22 as the third success.
Okay.
So you guys only need 2 more, and I will hold off on rolling as Davina.
Okay.
Can I say survival instead of acrobatics?
Yeah, if that's your better one. I could see how they could both be argued for the same thing.
Okay. Ooh.
That's a sucky roll.
Okay, so can I make for persuasion to kind of like lead direction and all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say if you roll above a 13, that will count as the help action for other people's skill checks.
Awesome.
Hint. Cain, hint.
Nat 20.
Oh.
Fucking A. Cain, roll out survival again.
Okay.
Dolores stutters, but she's really good at this.
Oh my god!
Dude!
Well, I guess I'll take my perception to guide the thing down. A 16.
16's good. It's a fourth success.
We're at 3 failures, 4 successes.
Yeah. Technically you need 3 failures, but I wanna go through this. I wanna complete this round of checks and just see if you can hit both. And then I'll leave it to like a coin toss type thing.
Can Davina try one more time with advantage?
Okay. I could like
You can kick it like you kick some nobles that try to get close to you.
Oh, that's right. I'm gonna swan up to the barrel. Hi, how you doing? Oh, you stepped on my toe. Wham! And in a very performative fashion, she will try and just like kick the barrel in its shin.
There we go.
There we go. Anissa, please make me an athletics check.
I wondered how bad this was gonna go.
Yeah!
Oh.
Technically, you could roll that with advantage as well because of Dolores' amazing contribution. Still pretty good. Okay, you managed to get the exact number of successes and failures. So the barrel falls in, it's looking as if it's about to shatter everywhere, and then Anissa drops from the ladder onto the ground and just holds out her arms. The barrel falls into her open arms. She totters a bit from the weight, but manages to keep her stance.
Her knees are gonna feel like shit for the next 3 days.
Oh yeah. Back isn't gonna be too happy about it too, but she's used to having a heavy back.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm used to carrying.
There
was is gonna go
over
teetering
to the on the edge of failure, but you just managed to get the barrel down.
Dolores runs over to the edge of the cellar and is gonna call down, like, is it all good? Are you okay?
It's fine.
Alright, awesome. Dolores gives a thumbs up over the edge, and then she's gonna go and grab the kindling, bundle it up, and then bring it down with her down the ladder.
It's quite a large bundle of kindling, about half of your size, yeah. You're able to get it down as Anissa very slowly plods towards the center of the room. You feel like you're carrying like a young dragon. Since the barrel is also half empty, it it doesn't stay very still. It's moving around a lot. You do struggle to keep your balance, but you manage.
You know, like in Monster Hunter, you get those really shitty delivery quests where you have to carry the egg.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Never played, but Death Stranding has similar lovely physics.
Okay. So yeah, Dolores is gonna bring down the kindling and then help like spread it around as Anissa is gonna tap the barrel for the oil.
Cool. And just like spread it out on the floor so it kind of seeps into the bottom of all the tables and rises from there.
Yeah, I imagine Lisa's done this before.
So now we're a professional arsonist.
No, we're professional at covering up political espionage. This just happens to be part of it.
Fair enough.
I know you said espionage, but for some reason I heard lesbianage.
Me too.
What?
You know, political lesbianage. We have to do the lavender wedding and all that.
I mean, we kind of started that side quest a couple of sessions ago with the party at Reed Manor.
Oh, that is true. Dolores is just gonna kind of like look up and make sure like she steps around the oil. And she says, "Oh, we all good, Anissa?"
Should be.
You have spread out the kindling. The oil is spreading across the floor, is running under the tables. The only thing left seems to be throw a torch and get the fudge out of there.
Right, up you go.
Yeah, we can throw the torch when we like get back up out, so we don't have to rush.
Yeah. I will make sure to prestidigitate the oil from our boots. Because the last, well, actually, no, it's polite. Don't drag oil in the house.
Fair enough. Yeah, the entrance to the basement is on the outside, so that's not an immediate worry. But it is good to not have oil attached when oil goes up in flames. Who wants to throw the torch?
Anissa.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, just
Not sure if that's a blessing or a curse.
Yeah, sure, I guess I'll do it. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it was anyone else in this party, there's a distinct possibility that they somehow fuck it up and don't throw it far enough.
The torch lands on the roof.
Somehow the torch ends up backwards and, like, the field is on fire.
Rolling that one, it goes into the Feywild. No, you started interdimensional war.
Oh no. Anyway.
You bend down, you take careful aim. The target is so big that you are going to be able to hit it just fine. The torch arcs. It lands right in the middle of the square of tables, and your eyes suddenly hurt as flame blooms from inside. Before too long, you will hear the crackling of wood beginning to burn, and you can hear slight squeaking of beetles as they feel the heat.
Dolores shuts the cellar door.
Which too will burn eventually, as it is made of wood, but not until all the bugs inside are dead.
She just knows that things don't like burning alive, so she doesn't want anything like trying to fly out.
It's like you've cooked lobster before, you know you need to put the lid on.
Yeah. Yeah, just let it burn. Just let him suffocate. Let him burn.
Just let it burn itself out.
So, we just leave now?
Dolores would prefer to stick around just in case, like, something does decide to try to escape. As well as also, like, do damage control on the fire so it doesn't go too far.
You notice throughout the process of you doing this, you're very focused on the basement and the barrel for a long time, but you notice that most of the available citizens' militia has turned out. Quintoris, Bismuth, as well as the mayor, are all there, along with a group of citizens' guards, wielding various weapons. They look stern, and they see the smoke coming from the basement, and the mayor nods towards you with approval. The bugs are in the process of being dealt with.
Yes, we made sure that it was set up properly. As long as the door remains shut and none escape, they should all burn to death.
I thank you. I would offer you a reward, but I'm afraid our small village is not particularly flush in the things that adventurers would need. We can provide you with some food for yourselves and your horses on your travel.
That would be more than enough. Also, and then Dolores goes up to the mayor and hands over to the 2 reliquaries that she pulled out of the church. I made sure to remove these before the church itself lit up.
Thank you. I was very annoyed when Bismuth only grabbed his. The mayor turns around and gives the halfling quite a stern look.
Sometimes it's common for us to be more worried about singular pressing matters. It's difficult for me as well, so don't judge too harshly.
Thank you for your counsel as well as your heroic deeds. Dolores, wasn't it?
Yes, Dolores Hearthglow.
We are ever in your debt, Priest Hearthglow.
Worry not. We are simply on a quest to deal with this before it gets too bad. And also, it is just part of my duties to help those with Baldre's name.
You should probably want to be getting on soon then, I suppose. We will get the horses seen to.
Yes, thank you very much.
And we will post people around to make sure that the church is dealt with properly. Thank you all for your help.
At this point, Nonus will go. Well, everything's getting kind of set up for them to depart, and find Quintoris once again.
He is amongst the group, currently outside the church. Will, approach the party as a whole and thank them, so you can get his eye quite easily.
While we were investigating yesterday, I didn't get much time to question on a topic that fascinates me. Do you know much of the Feywild?
Myself, I don't know. All that much. I prefer more earthly endeavors. I've heard that there are a few Fey touched in a tavern somewhere between yourself and the capital, though.
Could you perhaps mark it on our map? And Nonus will fetch whoever has the map, so Quintoris is
wouldn't
able
be
to.
able to. He doesn't know the location. He's just heard about it from animals, and they're notoriously bad at writing things down. He just knows it's on a road it services travelers. It's on a road somewhere between here and the capital. He feels like you would run across it.
Noted. My most esteemed and glorious leader had mentioned that I might find some research of note here.
Who was that?
Perhaps. Why, Mistress Darkling.
I can't say I know the name. She doesn't sound like a druid, though.
No, we are more, well, various scholars and such. I believe she is more akin to my wizardry than anything else.
Well, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. With that, Nonus has no further questions and will kind of venture off to prepare his horse.
Cain, Quintoris will then approach you. He's kind of shy. He's got a couple of his cats around with him. So you will be leaving soon, I suppose.
I am afraid so. We have business to take care of.
It has been lovely meeting you. May I give you a parting gift?
I guess so. Yeah.
He looks down at the ground, looks around at the cats. Wait, where's Jasper? He raises his robe. Ah, there's the bugger. Picks up Jasper just underneath the front legs, and just holds Jasper out towards you. Would you like a cat?
You see that Kane's kind of surprised, but it's it's been a while since I took care of anything besides me, but and he's debating inside his head if he should or not.
At which point Jasper then bites Quintoris's hand. Quintoris drops Jasper as he goes ow, and Jasper fucks off.
I mean, are you sure? They look like your little kids.
Yes, but all children should fly the nest. It's good for their souls, don't you think?
Yes, and they have much to see in the world. I guess I could accept your gift.
Well, I
It would
don't
be
think
an
Jasper
honor.
wants to come with you, but I have several more to choose from.
Please take my cats. Anyone.
Can I make a skill check to see which one is more likely to be independent and don't need too much care?
Go for it. That would be an animal handling check.
Which one of these cats is most likely to survive the shit show we are
Exactly.
currently in and will never leave?
Animal handling. Okay.
This cat is not gonna last 3 sessions.
No.
13.
Yeah, they all look like cats. The ones that are here all seem to be ones that prefer to stay outside. That's amazing. Um, you know, because this is only about a quarter of the cats that Quintoris has, so he's already brought out the most adventurous ones, and Jasper.
Okay. Okay, then I'll get a one that is like has a similar color palette to Quintoris, like blondie and everything.
There's like a kind of sandy coloured short hair, which just has like dark paws and a dark nose. Can't remember the breed, but it's one of them.
I gonna cast speak with animals and talk with them.
The cat looks up to you. Are you my mummy?
If you want me to be, we can travel around the world and see exciting places.
Hmm. I like that idea.
And may I ask you your name?
I don't have one.
Okay. Okay. What about Kiki?
Kiki. Kiki. A little
Yeah,
hard to pronounce for me, but I could give it a go.
that's amazing. Well, look over to Quintorius. I'd be like, I think I vibe with this one, if that's okay.
Absolutely. I hope you and this one will do just fine.
Yes, I hope so too. And I'd be like, whispering, what exactly do they eat again?
Meat, my dear boy. Lots of meat.
You
And
got
milk.
it. Well, thank you for the gift. It was really sweet. It's been a while since anyone has given me a gift, so I appreciate that.
He just nods towards the rest of the party, and then takes his leave.
Right. Well, are we all ready to go?
Yes. Just staring at the cat. Oh, you poor thing, you're not going to last the day.
Oh, Himalayan.
Yeah. I couldn't remember the name, but that was the type I was picturing.
It's easy because when you see them lounging on your couch, you say, "Oh, Himalayan."
Brilliant. The horses have been brushed, watered, fed, as well as loaded up with fresh supplies for you all. Do you guys leave Martinac?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a really tight ride with me, Cain, and the cat all on the same horse.
Well, to be honest, if you like put you and the cat, it's like the size of one person, so it's fine.
How big's the cat?
About half the size of Dolores.
That's still a big cat.
Yeah.
It's still a pretty big cat, yeah.
When Kiki comes up and like wants to like rub her face against Dolores, just kind of like rubs your elbow.
Yeah, it's just Dolores doesn't even like have to bend down. It's just like reaches down, like pets the cat.
Yep.
Large cat size of medium dog.
Same wavelength.
Yeah, at least it's not a
Large
raccoon.
boulder. Large boulder, size of a small boulder.
It's going to take you a good couple of days to get to Thescron. What kind of pace do you set? It's currently, as you leave Martinac, it's about 10 a.m.
Thescron, do you mean Ripmere?
Yep, sorry, Ripmere. It was just there.
Because we're already in Thescron.
Yep.
I was about to...
Well, that depends. Where are we going through? Like here? Like
I believe
this?
it was like that
this?
kinda...
I think our most direct route was to go north and then northeast around the edge of the mountains, past the river there.
Avoid the trees, if possible.
Well, we can do that, but we still have to go north.
Oh yeah.
So this?
It's not really forests that you have to be worried about, it's more orchards.
Would I
You say
know
that
any option in the way to Whitmere that we could avoid?
The orchards are more, there's a lot of orchards kind of on the opposite side of Lake Ripmere and a lot around Meredith as well.
Okay.
There's not many in your way right now. Although you do acknowledge that forests can also be quite magical. You know for sure that the plague is in the orchards.
Okay, we can do this then, right?
Yeah.
Probably
for
just an
pace
average.
though, are we rushing? Are we like worried to try to get there as soon as possible, or?
I wouldn't say so, just because they've already had God knows how long to do whatever they want. Obviously, don't take the mick, but like speeding.
We're not going at a snail's pace. I would say probably a normal pace.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we're, I would think though, if we're going like due north, we could afford to like. I know that we're not necessarily in a rush, but we're all if we're planning our route to go straight north, it would be easier to do a faster pace, and then we can continue at a normal pace around the bend.
So you
As we
may-
stop at any taverns we may see along the way.
Not sure we're gonna find any. But sure.
You're able to make it a good way out of Martinac by the time that night falls. You have not come across any taverns or really any other signs of life. You've passed on the horizon a couple of like hamlets, like even smaller communities than the village that you've just left. But the land here is quite open. There's very little cover unless you want to step into the small cluster of woods to the east of you.
Pass.
No.
Do you keep going throughout the nights, or do you stop and make camp?
No, I think Dolores was talking about making at a fast pace, but that was just for kind of like the day travel, like on the straightaway.
Okay.
She wouldn't want to push for like an overnight
okay.
travel.
Can I try? Can I? Oh well. What if? And tell me if it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
I tie a rope to my horse, since I only need like 4 hours of meditation, and like I like kind of drag other horses with everyone, kind of sleep on it.
I see that Davina would definitely not be happy with that idea. She would want to sleep on the ground.
Yeah, true.
I don't think it would be a good idea to push the horses while we rest. That would just make it more difficult to travel.
Yeah, that's true. I just didn't want to rest so close to
What kind
a
of
forest.
druid are you? I'm a plant druid.
It's been a while since I've practiced the druidism.
Okay.
So you can literally you haven't really seen anyone on the roads today, so you could just camp right next to the road if you like.
Sure. We can make like a big fire, so the beetles would be scared.
The beetles can't eat through magic, right? They're just attracted to it.
They eat magic, yeah.
Okay, but I mean, like, theoretically, if someone was to make like a 5x5 wall of force, is the beetle eating through the wall of force, or is it only moving towards it because it senses the magic?
You don't know that. You don't know either way.
Well, there goes that form of comfort for us then. Dolores is not going to risk casting Tiny Hut.
Yeah. We can just make a fire thing and sleep nearby it.
No, yeah, for sure. It's just if Dolores doesn't know that Dolores is thinking like what we know about the beetles, and if we can't confirm if they're like able to go through magic or not, she doesn't want to risk doing something like Tiny Hut and then like just attract a full swarm onto us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we set up camp to rest, can I, because Dolores has spent some time like doing like family camp get-togethers, would I know, like, can I make a check to try to gather like plants and herbs to burn that act as like a insect repellent?
Yeah, absolutely. That would be medicine, nature, or survival.
Medicine's my best, so let's go. 21.
They really hate the smell of aromatics. So you're finding some mint, you're finding some basil, some rosemary. And you have a really nice smelling fire.
I'm just gonna take the time, like, as we're like
there's some
setting
time as
in,
well.
as we're just like setting up, eating and getting ready to sleep. I'm just gonna like stoke the fire and like keep like then I'm gonna take like a small like little bouquet. Bouquet. I'm saying it like the French cooking term bouquet. You know how they tie the herbs together.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is either, but I know what you're talking about.
Because like a sachet is when it's in like a little cheesecloth, but it's a bouquet du aromatic or something. But you like she's just gonna like take some string and just like tie up little bundles and like set them up so everybody on their watch can freshen it up at the fire whenever they take their watch.
A bouquet garni.
Garni, that's it.
Great. And what order do we want to do watches in?
Yeah, I can take a watch.
Dolores will take first since she's like, setting this up for everybody else.
Great.
I'll probably take last just because of the armor.
I take second.
Well, that leaves me with third.
Alright.
I assume Davina is now taking any watch.
She argues that she took one last night and Nonus did not, and she's done such heavy lifting today.
Yes, Queen.
Yes, Queen. In that case, Dolores, please roll me your perception for your watch.
Yeah, for sure. The one thing clerics should be good at is a wisdom check. 7.
Oh.
See, I'm only good when I come up with the ideas, not when you ask me to roll, Ren. So I prefer it if you don't ask me anymore.
I'm sorry, okay. I just won't be your DM in the future then. You could just be along for the ride.
You know what? Maybe I should be the DM. Step aside. I'll take over. I'm the forever DM now.
You can be the DMPC of your own concurrent campaign.
I will kill my own PC off if I ever DM PC.
You're a little bit too focused on making sure that like the herb balance is right. You kind of forget to look around. But by the end of your watch, you're not accosted by anything. You have a tentative hope that despite your accidental lack of attention, everything went okay.
I think she's also distracted because she really is kind of like thinking back on Kadir. And she's like in this sort of like conflict of religious interest, I guess you could say. Where it's not really like she's worried about people like losing faith in Boldre, but rather she's concerned about what would lead somebody to kind of like turn away from a god that's essentially like benevolent, help others, and others will help you in return, and go towards something like this. It's kind of like really messing with her head, thinking if Dionysus is like really doing this, if he's really like trying to undermine the values of Boldre and corrupt and convert individuals of the faith, then like what's the reasoning? Like why would he go away from something like this? What would lead someone who is like essentially morally good to move towards something that harms others?
Yeah, you definitely
so
got some
she's
questions
like,
for them.
Yeah, no, she's like pondering it over in her head. It's kind of like causing like a conflict of faith in her, and she's also thinking if this is like how Anissa felt. Kind of like trying to connect like a sympathetic kind of like line, see if she can like understand this while also still thinking that she needs to like keep a hold of her own faith, that she really like she's like worrying a little too much about this.
You're so lost you almost forget to wake Cain up for his watch.
Yeah, like after a while, she realizes that she's like quadruple knotted a bouquet, and she's like, "Oh, dang it!" And then she gets up and she like gently shakes Cain awake.
Okay, and I take my watch.
Yes. Nothing bad seems to have happened so far. No big gaping holes where beetles have burrowed.
She does explain as she wakes Cain up. These are to repel insects and the like. I made one for each of the other watches, and then she like takes she takes like the fourth one and she like tosses it in the fire. She says, "Just throw it in at the end of your watch and tell the others as well."
Will do. And have a good night. You seem to need it.
Thank you. Hopefully your watch goes by as uneventful as mine.
Life is not fair, so we shall see.
You can't roll much worse than you have been doing.
Well, don't tempt me. Oh, no.
27.
Okay.
Lovely.
Yeah.
You overhead you hear this like great big leathery flapping noise during your watch.
What?
Like really something very big is flapping around out there in the dark.
Is it like close by? How far?
Like
Like
it's big enough that you could hear it from a long way off. And it does sound like it is further away.
would I kind of recognize what kind of activity this sound might produce from?
Yeah, give me a history or a nature check.
Yeah, let's go with nature. Oof.
Lizard-like is the best you can do. You know that the fair few types of flying lizards can be found in like the deep in the forests of like Thescron and Aperberg.
Great. I love that for me. Which direction that come from?
Northeast.
Okay, no.
That's all that disturbs your watch.
Okay. I'm gonna take note of that and tell Nonus when I wake them up. Like I'll talk about the fire thing to throw and the potential threat that I just heard.
As you take off the bouquet garni that you have had around your neck, Cain, you notice that the herbs have gone like very dark brown and wilted very quickly around your neck.
Oh yeah, fuck. Oops. All of them?
Yeah.
Ooh, shit. Forgot about that. Would I would they still be able to like do anything at all?
I mean, they still kind of smell, they just don't have the same smell that they did before. They weren't magical plants.
Has a strong as before.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and when I hand to Nonus, I'm like, well, yeah, they might have touched my skin.
Oh, there's a fresh bouquet for Nonus. You can just throw yours in the fire.
Okay. Whew. And remember to tell everyone in the morning about a potential threat in the northeast. I don't know if I want to face any lizards.
Oh, intriguing. I'll keep my ears peeled, and my eyes as well.
Again, if anything happens, yell.
Worry not. I will awaken everybody.
And now it's your turn for a watch, Nonus.
Indeed. We get watching.
Oh lord, he watching. You keep watch for a while, pacing around the camp. You see a low, dark shape approaching the camp very carefully. There's something shining coming from the front of it as you see just below where you see the eyes glinting in the fire.
I have quite good night vision. Can I see anything better? I have 300 feet.
You kind of blink again, rub your eyes. You see that it is Kiki. Who has returned from a hunt, and the shining thing in Kiki's mouth is a sprite.
I would have preferred a 7-Up, but I guess.
How interesting.
It is a freshly dead sprite. You just see like the shimmering of its wings.
Kiki, why?
What a good cat to vanquish such a foul creature. With that, Nonus will return to reading in his spell book, pulling out the second book that he has. Spending the rest of my time of my watch keeping an eye and ear out.
Kiki climbs into Cain's lap. I believe Cain would be meditating right now. And just like starts tearing apart like the sprites. Gets like one of the wings just like caught on her tongue. She goes like blah, blah, blah. Try and get it off. Crunches down on the heads. She's having a good meal.
I bet she is.
But she leaves half of it for Cain.
Consider it. Love that.
Nonus, the rest of your watch goes by just fine. Do you wake up Anissa?
Yeah, he would.
Anissa, you are told about the fragrant bouquet of herbs to wear about your person to ward off beetles. You see half of a 6-inch tall humanoid in Cain's lap and a napping cat.
Okay.
Oh, don't mind the half-eaten sprite. The cat seemed to have a good hunt.
The better question that occurs to you is why a fae would be here.
Okay, sure. Burn this. Half of that, whatever. Right. Go on.
Please
With
roll.
that, Nonus will perch up somewheres once again. Oh.
Fucking brilliant.
You're busy putting on your armor, trying desperately not to look at the half a sprite. You end up just kind of disassociating for a little while, and then it's morning.
This is normal.
This is fine. I'm I'm gonna go ahead and guess that Bailey's getting his bed delivered, so maybe we should.
No.
Oh, no?
I have they said it'd be about 15 minutes before they get here, so.
Oh, nice. I was gonna suggest a break pretty soon, so in 15 minutes sounds good.
I'll keep an eye on it here, because I have a better tracker.
Cool.
So.
Thank you. Yeah. Night ends. Watch passes without much hiccup. Cain, you wake up, look down. How do you react?
Ooh, is Kiki is sleeping or are they awake already?
She woke up before you and she's kind of moving around, but she's left the present.
Wow, I see that you got a good hand, and you and by looking at the fur on my person, I believe you cuddle with me quite nicely. I'm just gonna say that now. You don't want to be touched. My skin is kind of let's say, how can I put this? Uh, contagious.
Is this in speak with animal?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Kiki just gives you a really just disgusted look. Why would my old master think to leave me with you? What a cruel world this is.
I'm sure we can go through this just fine. It's just a minor setback.
Fine. I will not touch your skin. And Kiki just saunters off and just like wraps herself around Dolores instead.
And she just kind of like now has like half a cat like on her whole lap and spilling over. Okay. Good kitty. Just like gently like pets on like Kiki's head, like little scritch behind the ear.
Kiki will stretch out and expose the belly right in front of your lap.
1 second. Yeah, I think that's enough. Dolores resists the temptation. She knows the dangers of this area.
She's been around cats. Right. Do you guys begin to head on?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell everyone about the lizard though. So if you guys want to like change the world or anything.
Yeah, it seemed to be coming from like this-ish direction, so hopefully not where you're heading.
Okay. I think it was more like this direction.
Yeah, that's fair.
I feel like it's worth asking. How common are dragons?
They exist.
Mm.
They're not overly common. They generally keep to their own areas, provided they don't interfere with the settlements. They're left alone. There was a negotiation that Keegan entered into with a representative of each of the subspecies of dragon. Some were more receptive than others, but you know how the younger ones can be, not very obedient. As long as their natural habitat isn't disrupted by, say, a magical plague.
Yeah, that's where I was going with it. Anissa needs more coffee. There wouldn't be enough.
You guys pack up, hop back on the horses.
Yeah.
You manage to make it like to kind of the foot of the mountains by about 3 p.m. Where you find yourself at a crossroad.
Ooh.
I believe Anissa and Cain? Yeah. With your passive perception, you see this bush over here is shaking.
Which one, sorry?
Which one? Yeah.
This one.
Oh. I love to see that. Based on my nature knowledge and things, would I know if that's like a natural an animal or something? Does it look natural? That's the thing.
Yeah, well, you can roll me a nature check to determine that.
Okay.
It
14.
it is natural for a bush to wobble if someone is inside it and shaking in fear.
Give me a minute.
Okay.
I will get off my horse and basically keep the others back, and then we'll literally just walk over to the damn bush.
What do you do?
Just looks at Cain. This one?
Yeah, this one.
Okay, cool. Just start to walk towards it. See if the person bolts. Assuming it is a person.
You see through like the gaps in the branches there's a golden shine inside the bush, and there's a boy. He's about 13 years old. He pokes his head out of the bush. Please just go on. Leave me. And you can see he's clutching a golden harp, like a small handheld harp. He
Why?
is scanning the skies with great worry.
Let me guess, dragon.
Turns out they don't like their horde
Thieves?
going missing.
Yeah.
No,
I don't think.
I'm not a thief. He stole this from my great grandmother.
Right, so you stole it back.
I reappropriated it back into the family.
Sounds like theft, but okay. I mean, I'd say stay there, but I don't think you're gonna go anywhere else. Just walks back. Right, there's a kid in the bush. Turns out he stole something from the dragon. I'm inclined to take it back, give it back to the dragon, and then everything's fine. Or we could just leave it and the kid probably dies.
Why would it steal from a dragon?
Because they're an idiot.
Well, they are kids. They used to be idiots.
Anissa,
What?
well, what's the reason, Anissa?
What?
To the north, you begin to hear the sounds of a leathery flapping getting closer and closer.
Can Nonus take to the air to get a better look?
Yep. You can like leave the horse, shoot straight up. There is a large green dragon flying directly towards you from the north.
Can Nonus approximate age or anything by the distance?
Perception check, please.
18.
It appears to be an adult.
Nonus will stop flapping and just kind of go back down, landing safely. Ah, yes. It is a green dragon and appears to be, by my estimation, an adult.
Wonderful. We can't fight that.
Now hold on. What level are we again?
6.
Yeah.
5 of us, level 6, and an NPC to throw in the way. No, we can handle this.
What the green dragons again? Poison?
Mhm.
I'll have to say that.
Alright, this is where I need to head downstairs, though, so I will be back.
Here we will take our 15-minute break.
Lovely.
Yeah. So you look to the north and see a dragon fasting coming. The kid books it over to you and just very shiny
course.
harp in his hand, just pleads to you all. Look, my family, we have a tavern nearby. It's really cool. It's an old. It's got secrets, and please just save me from the dragon.
Why did you steal from the dragon?
I didn't. I stole it back from the dragon.
Respectfully, Cain, I don't think we're currently in a situation to ask questions.
Hold on, I'm gonna try inside that kid to see if he's lying to me, because if he's lying, I'm leaving.
You think I would have 2 NPCs lie to you back to back?
Well, yeah.
2 NPCs lying to the high wisdom characters with expertise in insight.
This is an intrigue campaign. You should be suspicious of
Ooh.
random children by now. This one seems to be telling the truth.
Since this is a party, Cain will look over to everyone else to gauge the reaction and what they want to do.
I think just right now we should try to get out of the open. Dolores
Well, I'm not
Dolores
going
doesn't
nearby the
sit under-
trees.
You know, I've never met a green dragon. Nor do I think I've met any kind of dragon. Other than Dragonborn.
Have you been to the Cloud District often?
If you would call the clouds flying.
We should really consider trying to get out of the open. Is there any nearby? I don't know. Dolores is gonna try to look around, see if there's like any place that isn't an open road.
There seems to be
Under
some
the trees.
trees directly next to you.
As much as we all hate the trees, Dolores is just gonna point over and say, maybe we should just try to get under these and get out of the way.
Well,
Nonus looks down at the horse he is sitting upon. Does it appear that 5 horses can fit under there?
Yeah, I mean, the trees are fairly tall and the canopy is quite spread out.
I would rather face a dragon than the Beatles, to be honest. The Beatles just gonna eat everything on me. I'm literally a curse walking on 2 legs.
Listen, we're all magically inclined, okay? Above the table, as far as our characters know, it's only the orchards. It's just paranoia that's keeping us away from all trees.
Bingo.
So Dolores would like to push that we don't try to like be in front of a dragon.
Okay.
Sure, let's go. I just start dragging the horses over.
Think of all the wonderful knowledge we could gain.
And think about
Maybe
how
next
knowledge...
time.
Yes, think about how much you can gain if you're alive.
Thank you all.
Oh, I'm not done with you yet. Quiet.
Reluctantly, Nonus will go into the trees.
Davina will follow out of peer pressure.
I would really hope that Davina followed more out of peer pressure, less out of peer pressure, and more out of, her own life. Oh, why the fuck am I? Sorry, I forgot to move myself.
The dragon appears above. You can see it kind of pauses at the crossroads. Is anyone actively hiding?
Yeah.
Everyone at all?
Yep. In that case, I would ask for some stealth checks.
Could I have
Okay.
moved myself a little bit away from the group so that if I am spotted, I don't immediately drag attention to them? Because I know I cannot
Yeah.
stealth.
Fair.
Probably
So
just there.
I have disadvantage on stealth because of my armor. However, I do have halfling nimbleness. Could I try to hide myself, alongside underneath Nonus and Davina?
Oh, Nonus is not trying. Can I roll a disadvantage because he's not actively trying to hide himself, but there would still be the camouflage of the trees because he's more interested in the dragon than
Why not?
anything else.
Then I'll stick with Davina then.
Do I have heavy armor? What?
There's stealth.
What
do you
type of
have?
armor do you have on?
I rolled a 15.
What's my armor? Oh, I have a scale mail. Scale mail is not medium?
Scale mail is medium, but there are medium armors, and then it's heavy armor as well that imposes disadvantage.
Yeah, it's not a heavy armor exclusive thing. It's just written as such on Roll20 for some reason.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just Roll20, it's just
Oh yeah.
D&D.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but because it just say heavy armor, so that's why I got confused.
So either way.
It has that because Roll20 is just dictating it. Okay, so if I use my halfling nimbleness, could I do a flat roll, or is it just going to be a disadvantage still?
A flat roll.
Okay, awesome.
Davina's kind of voguing out to hide you.
Cool, 7.
Okay.
I appreciate the effort.
Everyone be very quiet. It's as the dragon it lands on the post of the crossroads and looks around, and you can see it sniffing. You see that this dragon has holes eaten into its flesh, including where its eyes were.
Oh god.
Oh god, indeed.
So what was that about dragon or beetles?
Dragon.
Now the
Can I
rest of
attempt-
us.
While it's moving, sniffing around, and I'm assuming it doesn't directly see us yet. Could I attempt to ascertain
it's
if
blind.
this is?
It doesn't seem to. It seems to be thinking you're there, but it doesn't seem to be close to detecting you.
So my question was more about, can I ascertain if it is infected with the beetles, as I've seen on Kadir?
Oh yes, sorry, of course. Perception.
Can I help with that?
With the help action?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I mean, I think you would be better off doing your own perception check, I think.
You do
Then
have
just
a
help
higher
me.
score.
Yeah, because I only have a +4.
15.
Yeah, Mavis, you can tell that these are beetle burrow marks. This adult dragon seems to have become infected and weakened.
But it's just it stops there, or it's the beetles controlling the dragon?
You can't
kind of left
tell.
of us.
You can't tell from this distance and without interacting with it, but you can see it, like, it's flying kind of janky as it beats its wings again and begins to fly off. Having apparently not spotted you. Or sniffed you out, really.
Okay. I think the beetles are closer than we think.
Child, do you know about these magical eating beetles that are plaguing your nation?
Oh, I do. Yes, but you should really talk to the mistress. She knows way more than me. She only told me what I need to know to avoid them.
What?
That is a dragon.
Well, would you lead us towards this establishment and its many secrets now that we have saved your life?
Absolutely. My name is Cecil, by the way. What's yours?
Wait, say
I
it
am
again?
known as Nonus.
Cecil.
Dolores, we should probably keep more proper introductions for later, though.
Of course, of course. Is there a spare horsey that I could jump on the back of?
We all look to Anissa.
There will be room.
If somebody has to ride double, I can fly behind the horse.
Take the horse, kid.
But
She'll just offer her own.
with you?
Yes. That isn't going to be a problem, is it?
You're not going to kill me, are you?
I'm somewhat insulted that you think I will. No, I won't.
Look like you're gonna lead me to the dragon.
As far as I'm concerned, you stole something from the dragon. Whether it was stolen from your family prior is another question entirely. I have to deal with what I'm presented with. For now, you are alive. Let's go and speak to whoever you just mentioned.
Okay.
Wonderful.
He hops on the back of Anissa's horse and begins to direct you all northwards until eventually you come to the walls of a rather large, it's almost like a small settlement more than it is a tavern. It seems well protected against invasion. You can see it even has its own bakery with the power of the river passing through it to turn a water wheel. As you approach, you see a stable hand, also with bright red hair. Look at you all. Cecil, what you gotten yourself into now? Oh, you're back with the fucking up. Well, I'm sure that the local bard is going to be very happy with you, but for now the mistress wants to see you get the fuck in. I'll deal with your friends. Yeah, okay, thank you, Bruno. See you inside, everyone. Bye. And he just darts inside, a harp in hand. Welcome to the Traveller's Rest. Can I stable your horses for you?
Sure. Thank you.
He takes each of your horses, leads them into the stables here. Go on in. Gates open. Cora will help you with whatever you need. I'll look after your horses.
Based on the interactions thus far and the size of this, can Nonus deduce that this is the location Quintoris was speaking about?
It's possible. They don't appear to be particularly fey or anything. You haven't seen anyone that fits that bill.
Before anybody enters, Nonus is going to kind of stop everybody as we're walking up. Be wary. This may be the location that Quintoris had mentioned. Be guarded. Unless you wish to have things lost.
As you enter, you see that there's various fields being tended. Seems like quite a self-sufficient community. You can see a couple of stable hands here, both also with flaming red hair. Davina just kind of whispers aloud to the group. I wonder if these guys are like long-lost cousins. And she tosses back her own hair.
Dolores pushes open the door and walks on in.
Instead of like most taverns that you're familiar with, having lots of individual tables and like an open bar area that you can order and everything, all you see in front of you is like one long communal table, and a rather eager-looking woman to your side who you assume is the Cora that was mentioned by Cecil. Ah, good afternoon.
Yes,
Nonus.
good day.
Please find anywhere to sit. Cecil mentioned that you had saved his life and you might be wanting some room and board for the night.
If he's not asking much.
No, not asking much at all. We have a open room available just behind me. But you absolutely must stay for the night. We've got this resident bard here, and she plays the most amazing music.
Is it anybody who we might know?
Well, I don't know. Who do you know? Her name is Talia. Oh, she's an aarakocra like you.
There is just a entire demeanor shift from Nonus.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have I upset you? Sir?
I'm very nosy. Can I see if Nonus was reacting to the aarakocra statement or to the Talia statement?
I think it was like the shock kind of came at the name, and then the just speechlessness of like the beak just ever so slightly cracked at the confirmation of the that is an aarakocra as well.
Just a bit tired from being on the road. We'll be all right. And then she's just gonna kind of like gently like tap Nonus on like the wrist and just kind of like get him to sit down.
He does almost robotically, as the shock has not fully disappeared yet.
Is the last of your friends coming in, or is he just kind of hanging around? Do you need permission to enter, sir? I will take that as a no.
Yeah, sorry.
To be fair, you are rather pale, so vampire assumption isn't.
Though I
Rude.
do not see much of y'all out in the daytime. It has been known to happen.
No, just a normal half elf.
Sure, she nods, not believing you at all. And do you need a napkin for all that blood you be weeping there, sir?
Oh no, that's a medical condition.
Would you like a bowl of milk for that cat?
I would appreciate that.
Wonderful. And what can I get the rest of y'all to drink? She whips out this like little notepad.
Do you have any mead?
We do got mead.
I'll take a pint then.
A pint of mead? It does come in pints. You're lucky. And what about you, Mr. Totally Normal Half-Elf?
Just the milk for the cat's enough.
Okay. Davina will order whiskey on the rocks. And she will receive it neat because no one here has ice on them.
Wow, how original.
Listen! She begins and then gives up.
Nonus will just mutter water. And once it arrives, we'll start using prestidigitation to make ice for Davina.
Aww. Aren't you sweet? And the tall, dark, mysterious stranger standing there at the corner.
I'm alright, thank you. She's just pacing a little bit because it's the injuries from catching a barrel from a sheer drop are starting to come back.
You look like
It's
you're
on the
a bit,
lower back.
You look like you're a bit stiff though. We have a resident acupuncturist in case you need any help.
No, thank you. I prefer to. I'm used to being stabbed, but not in that way, so I'll pass.
Very
Do you
well.
want me to do something to help?
I'm good, thank you. It will pass.
This too will pass.
Cora just tucks her ginger hair behind her ears. So we've got a pot of mead, some water, whiskey on the rocks, and a milk.
Indeed.
Alrighty, well, I'll be right out with those things. You just keep calm and enjoy
One more
your
thing.
stay. Ooh, yeah?
Where can we find the mistress?
Circe will be out when she's out. I believe she's talking to Cecil at the moment.
Thank you.
I will let her know that you want to see her. And with that, she disappears into the kitchen. You can hear there's like some clanging, pouring, and then she comes out with water, neat whiskey, a pint of mead, in a really quite nice silver tankard, and a low silver bowl of milk. Now, we have Talia performing at dusk, and then dinner will be served afterwards. But for now, I'll go prepare your room for you. Just holler if you need anything, alright?
Okay.
Will do.
She just pops inside.
And then Dolores is gonna kind of like reach over, just like gently pat on Nonus's arm and just say, "Are you alright?" you seem to be a bit in shock.
Indeed. I don't know if there's any chance that it's the same person, but an aunt of mine went missing years ago. Was a traveling bard.
And you think they could possibly be the same?
There's a possibility. But like I said, she went missing years ago.
Just as a refresher, how common or uncommon are aarakocra?
They are on the more uncommon side of, like, uncommon.
Okay, so they're like a relatively smaller minority.
Yeah. Kind of like on par with, Aasimar. Or Ganassi.
Well, it might not be as much of a coincidence, but it could be possible that it is her.
If so, then why has she been missing here for nearly 10 years?
Well,
Never returning home when it was a monthly occurrence?
well, maybe you could ask her. You won't get answers unless you ask questions.
A hand will go to Nonus's holy symbol upon his chest. Indeed.
Until
Can
then,
you?
take a bit of a breath. Try to ease yourself. Unclench your beak.
Will nod, and this is the point when Nonus will start making ice and handing it over or sliding it down to Davina.
She will be very thankful about this.
This place seems odd. Very odd. I mean, from my recollection, that no tavern I've ever been to styled like this. Looks more like a compound, a fort. It's well defended, self-sufficient.
As we spoke to Quintoris, I was searching for leads on the Fae. This may match his description of the tavern, or the location, somewhere along the road, heading north towards the capital. About halfway.
Faye, wonderful. Right. I knew I should have been paying attention to my old man's street lessons. What, beyond your previous mention, what else do we need to be on the lookout for?
Names of powerful things. That is a noteworthy one. Nonus is kind of still a bit in shock and wouldn't be able to fully recall what he knows. So can I roll and then we can determine what Nonus can come up with at the moment?
Sure.
An 18 in history.
Do you wanna... or shall I?
If you want to figure out how far Nonus can go into explaining.
I was kind of doing other things while you were talking, so sorry, I only half heard the prompt.
Oh, basically, Anissa's asking what to watch out for, if this is dealing with the Fae.
So you were told that fey creatures reside in a tavern, or fey touched, I should say, reside in a tavern somewhere along the road. You know from your own experience with the Fae that giving them names or objectives can be very beneficial or can be harmful to you. You also are acutely aware that a single encounter with a Fae touched or touching the Fae yourself for a split second can fundamentally alter your life forever.
Names and objectives are powerful things. They can be a boon or a bane, should you share, as well as these people may only be touched by it, but as I am touched by the Fae, your life is fundamentally changed forever once that the wilds creep in.
Right, so don't touch you. Got it.
Well, I would say I am relatively stable, but I don't know how close this place is to the wilds.
Right. So, fake name, don't let them touch you, don't give them too much to work with.
That's about as safe as you can be without direct combat.
I prefer not to engage in violence.
Me neither.
I'll suffice for general avoidance.
Can I? Fuck! I'm gonna burn another level 1 spell to speak with animals,
Meow.
and I'm gonna ask Kiki, based on her hunt of the sprite, if she can smell something similar in here.
Yes. Coming from over there. And Kiki just like stretches a very contented paw over to the northeast.
And how strong is the smell?
I don't know. Meepy. It's stronger than the snack I had.
It's just one singular one, or perhaps more than one?
It's just, I'm not a dog. It's just a vague smell.
Okay.
You see, if you'd have romanced Bismuth, you would have gotten a Labrador.
Yeah, okay,
That was
guys.
Davina's
So,
job.
true.
Davina didn't romance Bismuth. Davina terrified Bismuth.
She bullied him to give her the information she wanted.
And that is apparently not his kink.
Jokes on him. So, Kiki, and I'm gonna whisper that. So Kiki, kind of smell fades and the door close to Anissa based on her hunt early in the night. Last night she caught a sprite. She left half of me. But anyway, and she said that she smelled something similar around here. So I think Nonus is right. This is sketchy.
The door that Kiki was pointing to opens, and Cecil pops his head round. The mistress, she'd like to talk to you. At the river.
At the river?
There's a river. Just follow through.
Dolores
Nonus
will
will
just...
get up and
And as the first
Again.
person walks through the door, you just see this like figure dressed entirely in like long flowing black, just step around the corner. And you see her now standing in a slight bend in the river, looking at you all expectantly.
Hello.
Welcome. They call me Circe. And who exactly has the responsibility of rescuing my beleaguered son?
We all look
I
towards
believe
Anissa.
we all share some form of responsibility.
Yeah, it was a group
We are the
effort.
ones who sheltered him and returned him to you.
And very kind you were.
Yes, we happened him upon our ride towards the north, and well, I mean there was a dragon as well, so it was not wise for us to leave him be or keep ourselves on the road.
We must say though, uh, while doing that, we spot a dragon
Yes.
that seems to be um infected. Let's just say it like that. And Cecil letting us know that you have a bit of knowledge about the infection that is going on here. Would you be so kind to share this information?
Of course. I have been able to study them to some extent. My magic is disgusting to these creatures. They do not like extra planar taste.
They have an aversion to your magic. From what we could gather, we assumed that all magic was what drew them.
They seem to find natural arcane energy of this plane the most delicious and nutritious. After that, they love the energy of the gods. And energy from other planes, from the hells, from the Feywild. They find truly repulsive.
Oh, so you have fey magic.
I have extraplanar magic, yes.
Dolores is not gonna presume anything because she is not arcanely smart or studied. So she doesn't necessarily understand it, but she's just gonna kind of like, oh, okay, so just beings not from the material plane. Okay.
I believe the hierarchy use magic such as mine is the most delicious. Then magic that you would cast, they would feast upon. They would prefer to feast upon next. And finally, a being such as a pixie would be repulsive to them. If that is my understanding from what you speak.
You understand correctly. Nonus, isn't it?
That is one name that I go by. Some of my students know me as the Wise Raven. I carry many.
My god has spoken to me and told me to expect your coming.
Your god. Huh. And
Is there
may I
any
ask?
obvious symbols that this person wears?
They, as they say their gods, they like gesture to their breast, where they have a six-crossed series of bones hanging from a chain.
Excuse you. My religious stance is down here.
Nonus will reach up and touch his own holy symbol. Ah, a commonality.
The name of this tavern is no coincidence, my dear. Now, I know that you have come here looking for something. I have many things to offer you.
Yet I'll be beware of your gifts.
I am, in modern parlance, what one may call a witch. I may offer many things in return for my own payment. You are free to spend the night. You will be given no opposition, no poison, no trickery. You will be given safe passage, I believe is the term, for the evening, as thanks for what you have done for Cecil. But anything more than that, and we shall demand payment.
And what sort of payment would you need for us to learn more?
It depends. It could be the warmth of your laughter.
Excuse me?
And Circe looks directly at Davina and says, "It could be your firstborn. It depends on the nature of the desire and what my god demands."
And what if we don't have nothing to give?
There is always something to give.
Hmm.
Then how about this? Nonus will take a step forward. I seek knowledge to return one to me. I'm sure this is probably why you know that I have come to visit and to seek things. What is the price for this knowledge?
She shuts her eyes. You can see that she's mouthing something. She's not even verbalizing at all. Between like her eyes slit open a tiny bit, and you can see that they're glowing. And she blinks away the glow. It will be revealed in time, along your journey. But when the time comes, you must sacrifice your own ability to cast magic.
Then I will pay it when the time comes. Gladly, if that is what it takes.
She extends a hand as if to shake yours. Then make the
Nonus
pact.
will do the same.
There's an odd tingling as you shake her hand. A pact has been made.
Then I will await the day that this is given to me, and I will pay what I have promised.
From what I hear, you are on the correct path. You have been led to me, so of course you must, and you have the... Have you recently encountered a man with the ears of a rabbit?
Indeed, we have saved that one with ears of a rabbit from a foul beast that was keeping them trapped. They seem to be lost to time.
Oh, then you are closer than you think. But I will share no more on the subject. This is not for me. You must experience the change for yourself.
As all change must be, for better, for worse. I accept it all, and will pay my price when the day comes.
Oh, Cain. That is you, is it not?
Nonus will take a step back.
I have not seen you since you were a little boy.
Excuse a little boy?
Don't tell me you don't remember.
When you live through so many times, it's easy to forget things, I'm afraid.
Your parents brought you on a little trip. I think you were about 4 years old at the time. You demanded, cheese. But of course, we had none, and so you threw a fit and damaged my prize violin.
Well, I'm sorry for both forgetting about it and
It is no
damage
problem.
your property.
There are many
I'm sure
things.
you can understand that a child, it's hardly
Oh, yes.
the best.
I've had many myself, and I can tell that there are many things you wish to forget. But there is one thing that you can never forget.
And how do you know so much about it?
The winds speak to me. The cards show me. The orb sees all. I told you, I am a witch.
Yes. It's hard for me to believe some things when, well, after everything I've been through.
What don't you believe?
That you know much about, let's just say, situation. I hardly speak about it, and it's been a long time. I believe that even if the winds would talk to you about it, they will probably forget most of.
You hear her voice echo in your head. And I cannot remember how to switch you over to game chat 2, so please enter that instead.
Okay.
Be right back. I know of you and Matthias. I know how it felt when you found his broken figure lying in the desolation of your home. I know of your curse and your desire to lift it. The winds tell nothing but the truth, disbeliever.
Can I talk back in mine, or do I have to like?
You can, yes. But she will just finish with, did you come here seeking answers or a fight?
Neither, to be honest. But I said for answers.
And then she will speak aloud to you. Do you want answers?
What is gonna cost me?
We'll move back in now if that's cool with you.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to spoil that particular nugget.
Okay.
Because that's not mine to spoil. Boo.
They've returned.
Do you seek answers?
How much it will cost me?
How much do you want it?
I do not care about myself, but I care about them. So if the information that you're free to give me is about them, I will pay any price.
She closes her eyes once more. There's another glow. Long ago, your actions harmed the world unspeakably. You must heal the world to get your answer. That is your cost. Your cost is to learn to heal the world, including yourself.
I am, well, I appreciate that. Even though it's not the answer I wanted to hear.
Sometimes the hardest answers are the ones we least want.
Indeed.
I sense that you are closer than you think to your goal. Now, I know of Nonus, and I know of Cain, but I don't know the others. What is it you have come here searching for, little one?
Dolores kind of just like waits for a second, then she like looks around, realizes that it's her being referenced. She's like, "Oh, no, I'm good. Thank you."
Are you sure? I sense anguish in your heart and the touch of the pure touch of Baldre. And like the stench that is infected here.
She kind of like twinges at that, and she's just like, I'm seeking mine through my own path, and I hoped to ask questions directly to the one that I'm seeking answers from. But I appreciate the offer.
Then I shall hope for nothing but success in your route. She looks to Anissa and just says nothing and just holds Anissa's gaze.
I will hold it equally.
She holds it even
Happy Pride.
more calmer.
Can't hold all these gaze. They keep falling out of my hands.
She's like, let's see who blinks first.
This is gonna be the best part of the video, just the direct silence of Josh and Ren waiting for who breaks first.
Yep. I mean, I'm not, so.
Well, happy session, everyone. This is the last hour.
Alright, see you all next week.
Next week we're back and they still are.
Next year of just nothing but them staring.
I would hope that at the very least we do that off the table, out of session.
Nope, the peer
Out of
pressure
game.
makes it easier.
Out of game roleplay, it's just like 30 Discord paragraphs of the spacebar.
We come back next week, we're told, okay, so it's been an in-game year.
The infection has taken over the entire empire. All that is left is this stronghold, and nothing but Anissa and Circe staring at one another.
Congratulations, Josh. You created 28 Days Later in the political campaign.
I can't wait to watch the new film.
I mean, look, I don't know what you're expecting. She won't say anything.
Eventually, Circe will nod. And you have burdens. Which, of course, you are not going to share. But you should always know that doors are open, even those you least suspect.
Dolores does like open her arms like as a motion of like, yeah, I'm here too. It's like I'm here. It's like opens arms like a hug. It's like I'm here too, Anissa. It's okay. Come here.
Bring it in.
Bring it in.
Anyway.
Oh wait, somebody bring me a stool because Anissa can't bend over with her back right now.
So there's two people in this party that absolutely cannot be touched, and then one who just does not want to be touched.
Yeah.
Well, if you should ever need of more, if any of you should ever need of more mundane activities of mine, tarot readings, crystal ball, that kind of thing, I'm in the northmost bedroom. It has been interesting meeting you all. If any of you want to pay the price to find out more about your quarry, that is where you will find me. If I do not see you beforehand, enjoy your stay at the inn. She kind of sweeps quite dramatically her black robe as she walks back into the tavern. And when she leaves, it's like the noise comes back into the world around you. You didn't realise that there was no noise of running water or birds singing or the blacksmith working on his craft to your south. It was nothing but her.
Hooray. Well, I guess everyone needs a little bit of time to digest the information that we've been given to. So I would say we have a rest.
If that's what everyone would want, sure.
Well, we did order drinks, so I think it'd be a bit odd to leave them waiting on us. And then Dolores is just gonna kind of like awkwardly, just like halfling nimbleness, like slide between and just kind of like go towards the door, looks at everyone, says, I'm gonna drink my pint, so I'll see you inside." And then she's just gonna kind of like,
Yep. I think Davina will be the first to follow. She also has a drink waiting.
he's like, "Well, that was interesting. I have whiskey.
Yep.
Mommy needs her shot."
It's only wine if you let it sit.
Well, I guess there's no time to cry.
What are you talking about? You're always crying. You literally have blood tears. That's part of your description.
That's true, but I don't stop because of it.
So then there is time to cry.
So we never need to mark a path in a labyrinth ever again. We just need you to cry everywhere.
That's true.
There's the scream of wasted ink coming from the grave.
Not the
From the pit of the immortal being held imprisoned. You just hear, God damn it, my ink. 25 gold pieces.
As you all sit back down for your drinks, digesting what's just happened, I think I'm gonna call it there, because I cannot stand being in this hot ass room any longer.
Fair. Nonus doesn't return with the others for a while. He stays out and just kneels before the river in prayer.
Okay. That sounds appropriate. But thank you all for coming, and as always, I hope to see you all next week.